Hi, my name is Gary with iLocal USA. This will be a brief overview of the backend, which is a WordPress backend for the Zephyr Hills Autorama website. And as we do with any type of WordPress admin area, we always do our forward slash at the end of the domain wp-admin or login, wp login. So once you get your username and password area up, you just put that in. And you go ahead and log in. Okay, so these admin areas basically look the same, but we're going to go just through an overview of how we can do little edits and updates in a WordPress backend area. Um, to the left basically is where you navigate everywhere. And so for your posts, you can go to your posts over here, and when you start putting up posts, you can either add new or you can edit posts as they list out when you post them. And so, much like you would have with any sort of, like, say, Microsoft Word or other programs, what you call a WYSIWYG editor, what you see is what you get, and you enter your title, and obviously you can then, you can put in your text. This is some text, and you can either keep that as a paragraph, or let's say it's going to be a heading, so you can increase that size so it's a big H1 heading, H tag, and or you can lower that size down to maybe an H2 or something smaller. You can change the color of your text, much like I say, working with Microsoft Word um, or other editing types of softwares. You see a lot of the same features. So we'll just go ahead and disregard this one. Let's move over to pages. Okay, we have 4 pages over here. Let's say we want to edit one of them. So we go pages, we go edit, we go ahead and click on the edit button. Okay, and here we have that page. Now I want you to note, I'm going to go ahead and zoom into an area over here a little bit. I want you to note on your where you see the visual and the text. You want to be in a visual mode if you're not really experienced with what they call HTML. Let me just like zoom into that a little bit more over there. Okay, you'll have these tabs over here for the visual and for the text. Now, if I stay in visual mode, you're going to see we have the text, we have the everything that we put in there showing up as it would say in Microsoft Word or another type of WYSIWYG editor. If we go over to the text portion of that and we click on that, it's going to go into the code view. So don't get confused by that. If you see all of this code in here and you say to yourself, well, what on earth is this? Okay, I don't really understand this stuff, then you know that you're in the text mode and you need to just go ahead and switch back to the visual mode so that you can edit it much like you would with any other editor. Um, you can update your pages, anything that you put in there if you want to correct something, or you just want to add a date, or you want to change some text, or whatever you want to do. You can replace it in here, and then once you're done updating, you would just go up to the right side over here, and you would click update. Let's get into that. Back out a little bit. The update over here. Okay. So any changes that you make, you always have to make sure that you update them. Okay. You click update, and then it'll tell you, you'll see it that it's been saved. And then if you want to go back and take a look at the page that you were on to make sure that you did it correctly, you can go ahead and then go back to that page, and you can view it. Okay. So just integrating through the front end to the back end is very easy. Click on your dashboard area again over here, and you go right back into your admin area. So you can add pages, you can edit pages, just make sure you update them. Um, Now, one other thing I'm going to just touch base on, this is very, very basics of somebody who's just going to be doing editing on a WordPress um, area. So I'm doing pages and I'm doing posts. So I'm not really including anything else in here. Basic media we can talk about. If you want to upload a picture, these are all the pictures that we currently have in the site. If you want to add a new picture, you can add one right from your desktop. Click Add New, click Select Files, and then you can go to your desktop, go to whatever folder those images are in, and you can upload them. Uh, and so you can also size them in WordPress also, which is kind of cool. So you don't have to really kind of go through another type of editing program to edit those images. Although Photoshop would be the best, something like that. You still can do basic cropping, editing, and so forth through the actual WordPress admin area. So that's your media section. You got your media. You can upload videos. You can upload images and so forth. You have your pages over here where you can just hover over and you can edit, trash them, view them, or add a new one. Okay. You have your plugins area. Plugins, think of plugins as apps for, say, an iPhone or Android device. Plugins are kind of like apps for the WordPress, um, another similar environment like say Joomla, although it's very different. There's all these different plugins that you can run to have different features within your WordPress site. You want to be sure that when you're looking at plugins and you're checking them out, because there's a whole, I mean, there's like thousands and thousands and thousands of plugins that are out there. You want to look for things like, is it compatible with your version of WordPress? You want to take a look at, I always take a look at reviews to see what people have said about a particular plugin. You can go on the more details and really see, get some information about the plugin before you use it. Because a lot of times you may think that the plugin is just what you're looking for, but after you install it, you realize it does something completely different, or maybe it's not compatible with your version. Not that it's a big deal, because then you can just delete the plugin and just take all the files out and then move on and find the next, the proper plugin that you're looking for. But just like little things to look out for. Don't waste your time on plugins that would have, very poor ratings on it, and just wind up being more of a pain than anything else. So again, for any of our clients, when you're doing any of this, we suggest, hey, you can contact us first if you need to get walked through this. 813-990-0246. That's 813-990-0246. This is for a client of ours who wants to have some basic understanding about logging in and doing some editing. So we make these basic videos for them to see, so that they can do basic editing, basic updating, adding pages and posts and so forth. So really, that's about it. And this was for the Zephyrhills Autorama website. If you like this and you want to take a look at some of our other websites, you can go to iLocalUSA.com. That's ILOCAL USA.com. My name is Gary. I thank you for your time. Have a great day.